Now, many of us by now we know that NIO is currently busy building the third factory where we are going to see NIO also producing both Onvo and of course there are NIO models there. This is something that we read, and it was of course discussed or unveiled by the NIO president, who indicated that of course the third factory, which we thought it will only be for the Onvo sub-brand, it will also be producing the NIO cars. I mean, F2 factory, you will know that it is a factory which the existing Onvo brands or the existing Onvo vehicles we are seeing, they are coming from that factory, meaning that Onvo will also be produced from the F2 factory. So as NIO prepares the F3 factory, all the L60 models are being produced from the F2 factory. We don't know as to how much the capacity is for the L60 at the F2 factory as yet, but one thing we know, the rumors that surfaced the streets of social media on Wednesday were that 5,000 of the Onvo L60 sub-brands were produced just last week. We are not sure of that number, or NIO has not confirmed that number, but the rumors are currently saying those NIO produced 5,000 Onvo L60 from their F2 factory, ready to be distributed for exhibition in various Onvo stores. Now, you will know that NIO is also preparing their third brand, namely the Firefly, who we know that chances are very high, or the rumors are saying that it will be unveiled end of this year. And of course, the question will be, where will the Firefly be produced? Well, the existing ones, they are also being produced at the F2 factory, but it appears that for Firefly, NIO has even a much better plan, because as seen on the screen today, we read that for Firefly, NIO has established the fourth factory, meaning that probably they are ready to start with the construction, where this Firefly sub-brand will be produced at. I mean, the annual production capacity for the Firefly sub-brand, or for this factory, it is rumored to be around 450,000 annually, which is something that is pretty exciting. And it would make sense because, remember, of course, sales for Firefly, I think they are expected to surpass both Onvo and NIO, because that is the cheapest model that NIO will be selling, and it will be eligible for battery swapping also. So it makes sense that the production capacity gets much bigger to cater for the demand that might come with the Firefly sub-brand. You will know that Firefly, price-wise, it will be around 100 to 200,000 RMB, which with bus, you can imagine how much you would be spending on the Firefly, or for the Firefly model, especially in China. Personally, I think that with bus, we might easily see around 10,000, or that car being sold by $10,000, which will be so amazing, the kind of sales that NIO will generate from the Firefly sub-brands. I think, me thinking like that, it makes sense why NIO would want to build the fourth factory just for the Firefly model, because once they start selling, chances are very high that they will sell extremely well, and therefore NIO needs to prepare for the demand that might come with the Firefly sub-brand. But like I said, price-wise, without bus, it is expected to start around $13,000. With bus, I think we are going to get somewhere around $10,000, which will be so amazing. This is one of the catalysts that I'm looking forward to, and you will know that the president of NIO has already indicated or shared that they plan to start selling the Firefly sub-brand by the first half of next year. And with that said, does that mean, or will that mean that NIO will be ready with their fourth factory by that time? Well, chances are they'll be ready, but it might not be at a capacity of 450,000 annually. I think they might build it in phases, where maybe you find that the phase one, which will cater probably for next year, they'll only target maybe 200,000. This is what we've been seeing from NIO anyways. So chances are next year it won't be the 450, but the NIO's ultimate plan is to see the annual production capacity for their Firefly reaching 450,000 annually. And like I said, these are just rumors, and when I read this article, I was very excited about the fourth factory, because indeed it makes sense that NIO gets that ready for their Firefly sub-brand. Onvo and Neo will be produced mostly in the Neo F2 factory at Neo Park, and also the new third factory that Neo has confirmed that they've already started construction in, and that is factory number 3, where, like I said, both Neo and Onvo will also be produced there. So for Firefly, the rumors are saying this factory, or this new factory in Anhui province, will have a production capacity, or will just be for the Firefly, and will have a production capacity of 450,000 annually. So this is another catalyst that makes me want to remain long and strong onto the new stock. You will know that the new CEO yesterday came out and said that even with the tariff increase, this vehicle, or this sub-brand Firefly, will still be very competitive in Europe. They still believe that they will sell pretty well, even with the additional 21% tariff increase that might be imposed on all the Chinese automakers. Which those comments coming from the new CEO yesterday, which we had, I think were pretty interesting, or really exciting to the investors, because if we don't get the tariff increase, imagine the kind of sales that we could see coming from the Neo Firefly sub-brand. Because if the new CEO is confident even with the tariff increase, that tells you that sales, obviously, for that Firefly in Europe will be so many, because it will be very competitive. And with regards to Europe, you'll know that the CEO indicated that for the factory to be built there, or for Neo to partner with a European company to build the Neo factory there, they will need to be selling at least 100,000 annually. Which, is it doable? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I'm positive, especially with the Firefly and Onvo models going there, especially with Firefly, because it will be the cheapest model that you will be buying for Neo in Europe. You know that Neo's intentions, or initial intentions, was to launch the Firefly model in Europe, which it did not happen like that. We are going to see it being launched in China, and then later being launched in Europe, which we also look forward to that. Me, I just want to see the prices. How much will this car be with battery, and how much will it be without a battery, which entails them going to a battery swapping station to swap the battery in their car. So I look forward to this news. I would like to see Neo confirm these rumors of the fourth factory being built with an annual production capacity of 450,000, because if that's the case, then it will be a very huge catalyst for Neo, because sales will come in masses, and sooner or later we'll see Neo selling over 500,000 vehicles annually, which will be so amazing, because then we will know that the gross margins probably would be much better. Otherwise, that's all from me, and do your own due diligence before you buy this stock, because it can be quite volatile, and therefore you need to have done some due diligence, so that at least you don't get to panic sell. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.